live. If we're not, it doesn't matter. Thank you for everybody who's joining us. And that means 0, which is cool too. But I got Paul here with me. He's going to help out tonight with some adventure designing. And yeah, thanks for joining me, Paul. Appreciate that.
Hey, my pleasure to do so.
Yeah. Before we do anything here, Paul has a very cool zine. Crit Happens, and he just let out the release of 10th. What was that? What do you call that in like number
terms? This is
terms?
the Land of the Gods.
Land of the Gods,
yeah.
issue 10, double digits.
That's right. Part of the system that I'm doing. I'm following Rob Connolly's How to Make a Fantasy Sandbox, and this is steps. This is basically steps 15 through 18. 15 through 18, and where I'm basically have mapped out the southeast region of Kriesh, which is the name of the continent, and so that's what I'm just busy wrap that up.
Yeah, we'll have to, because I know it's available on your what is it, your
it's available anywhere zines can be found. It's actually I got it on Drive-Thru and on my Gumroad, so
there you go. Yep, and he's Flint Fire Forge on YouTube, but anybody who's watching this already knows that Flint's on YouTube. So
there's
you've got 10 billion followers more than I do. So
10 billion,
10 billion. You like that number?
Oh, yeah. I wish I had 10 billion people.
I think that would be terrifying. Well, I mean, PewDiePie, isn't he retired now or something like that?
Something
he's like living in the land of Finland.
I still think he has the most. Maybe Mr. Beast has the most, but I remember
PewDiePie
had him for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, I better just looks like we got a couple people coming on now. Yeah. We got Mark. All right. Hey, Mark. And we got Mark and Mike. Mike B first. You are first up there, Mike. And Mark, I guess that means you're sloppy seconds. I don't know. Yeah, rough. But hey, I'm sorry.
Get what you get, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't show up late.
That's right. You show up late. Yeah,
that's right. What you get.
That's right. So the adventure I was working on last time, guys, I thought I had it saved, but I can't find it anymore.
Uh-oh.
Who knows? I could probably, if I watch my own videos, I could go back and redo it. I'm sure there wasn't a lot there. But why in the hell would I watch my own videos? That would be ridiculous.
That's true. So this is really going to be a homebrew episode.
Well, there always are homebrew, but since I have you here, Paul, I thought we could do some story of my life.
Hey, Flint, you mentioned a map. Can I show it? I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Can I share my screen?
Absolutely, you can.
Well, hang tight before you do that. Let me make sure I got.
He's got to get all the other stuff.
I gotta find it.
Yeah. And what is this adventure? I missed the first minute or so. So far, the adventure is trying to figure out what adventure we're going to write about. So far, Mike.
Yeah.
The one I had planned and I had started last session. It might be on my other computer. Come on, Boomer. Get it together.
The abuse.
I know. Yes. Yeah. Good. I escaped Boomer age. I'm definitely a early Gen Xer. I'm more like more of a Gen Wer.
Get there. Something like that.
Yeah, I gotta hide all those porn tabs. Yep.
Ooh, whoa.
No, that's why we're waiting for you to find it. We're waiting for you.
Okay, well, hang.
Paul probably just has
I almost have it.
All kinds of non-weird stuff up.
Yeah, that's true. I do. Okay. All right. So I'm good. I got it.
All right. Just share it when you're ready here, Paul, and I'll put it up on the screen.
All right. I got it. So whenever you are ready, I don't know what I have.
Well, you have to share it. And then I
share screen. That's right. Okay.
Yep. I can't go into your computer and share your screen.
You can't. Weird. How about that?
There we go.
So, Mike, this is the map. This is my first map that I have ever made. I think of an actual world. I mean, of course, I've drawn maps before and things like that for games and whatnot. but not usually of my own creation. So yeah, this is the land of the gods. And you can see here, we got the mountains, we have some woods, we have
And you're doing
hills.
that on Canva? Is that
I'm doing it on
correct?
Canva, yeah. And all these are individual assets that I can put together. Some of it's drawn, like this, my fancy little Salus River here.
Salus River. I like that. That's a good name.
Yeah, thank you.
Naming's tricky. People don't realize. Well, I guess they probably do realize that. Naming names can make or sometimes break a product, kind of, because some of those products come out with the names, and you're just like, you can tell who's good at it and who's not. There's just some people who are just good.
Right. It's got to have. It's like food. It has to have a good mouth feel. It has to have a good. It has to roll off the tongue. Now, and I know that Kriyash doesn't necessarily have that. That's more of a crunchy, right, name.
Yeah, but it's pronounceable.
Sure.
It's not. Yeah. And that's like number one. To me, like number one has to be pronounceable.
Yeah.
So.
And it's phonetically. I put a little, apostrophe there, so you can, and if you want to say, however you want to say it. But I mean, if you take the apostrophe out and stick it together, then people are calling it Krish.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want to call it Krish. It's Kriyash.
Kriyash.
Depending how you say your A's, right? It's right. You're coming with an A or long A or a short A or however you want to do that. But one thing I did with this, and I'm starting to I have to put some layers. That's going to be a layer, all that stuff. So I'm gonna have a few more things going on here. One thing I've tried to do is in my products is to give options. I love to give. It doesn't cost me anything except a little bit of time to create more maps. So if you want like just a plain map, boom, you got it. Just a white background, done. Mm-hmm. And then I put a little one here where you have a little scatter, a little dirty
texture.
Well, it's a little texture. Yeah, it's a little dirty, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Then I put one with some hexes on there. So if you want to get super granular, you can do that. Put your own stuff on it if you want, right? And then I put a little background on it.
Parchment,
little parchment. So if you want if you want to give that out, print that out for your players, you can do that. And then I put that with the put it with the other stuff.
Oh, now you're going
crazy. Put it all together. So yeah, super fancy with hexes and the background. And this is my overall map. This does not come with the product, but I put it in here. I don't know if I put it in the product. I may have put it in there, but basically those are the numbers that I'm going to be working off of. So that's my kind of area that I'm in. So when I put in the zine, I make sure I put the numbers, I believe that represent all of that stuff. So, but yeah, that is the deal. So I will go back to this, but see, that's what you get. See, you're going to get the extra bonus stuff with me. I like to do
options.
So hope you guys like the map. I mean, like I said, it's my first one. Hopefully I'll make some more. But that's the southeast, kind of the southeast region. I'm happy with it. And I'm usually, I feel like I'm good with it, and it can only be improved upon from here, I think. So
absolutely, but it has a certain style which I like. I mean, it's got cohesiveness. It's kind of got like a I don't want to say medieval style, but almost medieval style, where it's more because medieval maps are more symbolic than actual accurate, and that just sort of has like the monsters live here, and just up here, big dragon up here, and you had your forest. It looks good. Yeah, I like.
Well, thank you. Yeah, monsters can live anywhere here. By the way, I mean, look, monsters can be anywhere.
Amen.
If they want to be. They don't have, they have territories and whatnot, but they don't necessarily abide by certain rules. So they just kind of do what they want. But that's what makes it a hex crawl of horror. It's like these things can just pop out at you and whatever.
Yeah.
And my next one I'm working on, I think I'm going to do something just off. I'm going to go off the beaten path a little bit. And I think I'm going to do something on dragons. I think I'm going to do the dragons of creation.
Nice. I thought you already did dragons.
I did a dragon themed for the first edition of Crit Happens was it was dragonish. It was like articles about dragons, had some tables for dragons, things like that, but it didn't have any I'm going to do, so I have, I'm trying to get some art. I'm going to have some art made for
very
the
nice.
zine. So it'll be fancy schmancy, and put some good old school art in there, and then maybe, like I said, it's system neutral. So I'll put some stats in there. You can figure it out for yourself. That's one thing I believe in. It's like, look, if you read the zine, I'm not going to tell you everything. That's your job. you're the
Right.
you're the DM. Make it up. Right? Just like, I know I need stats, Paul. You need to tell me that armor. No, I'm just going to tell you the armor class is hard or difficult or whatever it is. That's what it is. If you want to put a DC on it, go ahead, put a DC on it, or put put whatever type of thing. I'll tell you what it has. I'll show you, kind of what it does.
Right.
And you can determine, whether or not, what the, I think I gave some hit points to some things in my last zine, stuff like that, what I think the average would be. So I give you some tools, but once again, because it's system neutral and you can use it for whatever it is you play in, I try to make it as loose as I can make it, with just so you can say, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do this.
Yeah, I must not have. I think I don't. I must not have printed that one out. I think I got, because I got most of them, because I don't think I printed out your last one there too. I think I got to print out the cult one, and then the gods one next and everything.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was having a hard time printing the cult one out, just because, not than anything because of your layout. Is just learning my new printer. Just tweaking it so it works better.
Yeah, and I would be remiss if I did not, and I will drop it in the chat. I will put the Hex Crawl of Horror Bundle.
Yes.
Link. In there. So if people wish to, I'll drop it in the private chat here, and you can grab it here.
Yep. I'll grab it and throw it.
And if people wish to purchase said zine in a bundle, I mean, you can find it. This is going to go to the Gumroad site. So if you want to use Gumroad, you can. And I'll also give you the drive-through one if you want to use that.
Make sure. Is that? I think that's everything, Paul. Did all of it show up? I can't tell.
Probably. I mean, whatever's in there is in there. So
okay. I just see ... So I don't.
Oh,
you know what? Oh, I see Flint Fireforge Gumroad.com and then L.
Okay. All right. Well, somebody tell us if you can click on it. If it leads you somewhere, then let me know. If it doesn't, then I will resend things.
And I will give you some of the best things about Paul's zines too, just in the front here. What I like about Paul, I love toolboxes. I like gaming toolboxes that I can take. I'll take Paul's wrench and use it for my game. I'll take Paul's hammer, use it for my. So basically what you're getting from Paul is not just zines and not just that. You're getting a toolbox full of tools to either build on what Paul's already built or build on what you already have too, that you can definitely integrate it. Let me show you guys something that I did because of Paul.
Oh, he's blaming me now. That's my fault.
I am accusing you of this. Yes.
Okay.
This is all absolutely.
Well, of course. That's fine.
Yeah. Let me make sure I've got I go back and forth from my laptop to this computer, and sometimes files don't transfer that well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, it's here though. And Paul, you've already seen this, but let's see, share screen. There we go. Oh, we got DM Ray in the house. ... That's right. So this is a map I made on, what's it called? Encarta. Is it Encarta or just Encart? I don't even know.
Incarnate?
Incarnate? Okay, that's what it is.
I want to say, is that it?
Yeah, I believe that's what it is. Yep. I think you're right there. So I have my Comor Forest, which is front and center, and I finally needed to make a world map. And I like doing dungeon maps and like small region maps, but I do not like doing world maps because I'm not good at them. So I got the Incarnate and did this. And so it kind of fleshed out this region in my world. Well, down here, let's see if I can make it front and center here. I don't think I can. The Hexing Hills, that is Paul's doing. See how it has that little red line and it's all foggy and there's no life in there? That's because of Paul. Paul has killed everything inside of here with his zines. He's just going to kill it. So basically, I'm using this area of my campaign to use Paul's zines to play kind of, in my idea, the way I'm going to use it is almost like it's going to be a post-apocalyptic style fantasy game. So, think Mad Max was, swords and horses kind of deal.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm going to go for with that. So I'm using Paul's toolboxes to help me build on my campaign, and it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't have a lot of fun printing out of zines because it's on me because my for some reason my new printer just fights with me on that. I don't know why.
Yeah. The other benefit is I know that you enjoy large print.
No, that's Joe that bitches about large print all the time.
No, you like it. That's what I'm saying is you like the large print.
Oh, I do like large print, but I mean, if something's small print, I don't bellyache like Joe.
Oh, true. Well,
nobody can bellyache.
What is his look? I want to know what his font size is going to be for his new Dungeon Master Guide.
Well, it depends how much of a bowl he smokes before, or how many edibles he takes before. You can do a math problem. The amount of edibles or bowls he smokes equals larger font. You got to have a kind of what is that? An algebraic formula for font level.
Yeah, it depends if his eyes are dilated or not, right? It's whether depending on that's what the size of the font will be.
Yeah, and sometimes I think he thinks if it's a bigger font, he can understand it better. Well, that doesn't happen, Joe.
No.
Happen. You don't get any smarter because the font's bigger.
That's yeah, that's true. It's true. It's the truth. So, but yeah, that link does work. I went on the YouTube channel and actually clicked in the chat, so it does.
Okay, good.
It does actually work. So
because I don't have any of my stuff open. I did learn what Joe was talking about though about the Facebook thing. So I share it to Facebook and it sets it to private so nobody can watch it automatically. It's so dumb. Yeah, that's what Joe was. Yeah, and I mean I heard him complaining about it, but I didn't know where on Facebook you check, and it's just this tiny ass little. There's like a little lock below the screen, and so I just clicked it, and then it said private, and I'm like, well, I don't want to. Why would I want to live stream to myself? That's just that's like social media masturbation. Why would you want to do that?
Oh no!
No, don't go there.
There's a lot there, Tim.
I'll do it for you, Paul. Whoops! For you. There you go.
I was going to say thank you. I believe that is already happening, Tim.
Probably happens way.
I believe it's already a thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Since I got Paul here tonight, what I thought we could do is we'll develop a bit of a hex crawl. How does that sound good, Paul?
Sounds good to me.
So let me share my screen here, and you kind of, I think you use the same stuff too, Paul, for the most part. The same kind of, little
hex flower.
Hex flower. And
that is
like
Crit Happens issue 4. So that's where I started this. I never really started to do a thing until I made that, and then I was like, we're off to the races.
Yeah. Yeah, years ago there was when we were doing a lot more podcasts. When did you ever hear of Anchor or
Hey
Mac? How you doing?
Mac.
There used to be a group of us that would do the Anchor podcasts, and what was cool about the Anchor podcast, they were almost like a blog, but you could interact. You could push messages, and you could just fire off a message to somebody, and it was really easy. So we'd all. I don't know how many of us there were at the time, but it was a small crowd, but we would interact with each other's podcasts, and you could do that. And one of the guys that was big into it was Chicago Wiz, Michael Shorten, and he was big in the Hex Flowers back then. And he was developing his own at that time. And then there was another guy who, I don't know if he had a podcast, but he answered a lot, sent messages on podcasts quite a bit, named Goblin Henchman. And he was probably, I don't know if he was the originator of it, but I think he was the first one I noticed that maybe coined it. Again, I don't know that for sure, but that was the first person I noticed. And then Michael took it to a whole, he did a whole series of podcasts on it. It was a lot of fun. It was a very approachable style because like when Rob makes his massive maps of hexes, it just looks like a chicken wire prison.
Buddy.
It looks
right. It paralyzes the brain to look for me. And that's one reason why I did my own thing in Crit Happens 4 is because I want to just scale it to where it's look. I want to start like a hex crawl thing, but I don't want to figure out how to fill these 500 hexes that are on a page.
Right.
It's making my eyes glaze over. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. Where am I even going to start? And I think that for these types of things here, having a hex flower is like a perfect place to start to just doodle around in and mess around and see what comes up.
And I think people, and I shouldn't say this as a generalized term or thing, but I think some people really overestimate the land area you need to have a campaign in, to adventure in.
Yeah.
You really don't need, I mean, it's nice. Like Joe likes the sprawling epic world maps and stuff like that. But he's also using Forgotten Realms, so the map's already there and it's easy to do, and it's easy a little bit to maneuver and everything like that. He likes those wide expanses where, as you know, I like the nooks and the crannies and the small little hidden spaces in between things and whatnot.
Yep.
So hex flowers are right up my alley because I love that because you can just put so much. It's like just a big bite of a spicy pepperoni roll.
Yeah. Wow. Now I'm hungry. You just said that. How exactly. Big? I know there's people have their druthers. Tim, how big are your on normal? How big are your hexes?
Oh, definitely. Lots of folks think they need a massive world. Yeah. On
average, you don't have. To,
I'm trying to think. What I'll do, Paul, is I'll make like these hexes in here. Depending on what scale I want to go to, it's either going to be a 1 mile hex, but more likely it'll be 6 mile hexes. Okay. So I have a little bit more room to maneuver. And I kind of like, the reason why I like doing the 6 mile hexes, but still keep it small, is there's travel involved. Because if it's 1 mile, you can get there pretty much anywhere in this thing in an hour or something like that.
Right.
Where I think if you add a little bit of a journey to things, I think it adds to it, because then you can really start adding that flavor to that hex and experiencing different things, and maybe get robbed along the way or something like that. But as Mike B saying here, personally, I go small scale. My campaign world is an island about twice the size of Ireland. That's plenty big to have a lot of going on. Absolutely.
No question.
Yeah.
No question. And really, I mean, look, you can come up, once again, there are people who are very traditional on their sizes as to what a hex should be. Mine are like, yours are 6, mine are 5. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you just have to figure out your mass area, right? And one of the things that I did that helped me was I simply loaded my, there was a site, I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but you can do it where you can do 5 miles outside of your area. Like if you on a map, you can say, what's 5 miles around me in any direction. And so when I look at that, I go, well, look at all the stuff, like how much, because that tells you about your population, or that tells you about your geography, or what is that lake going to look like, or is that a river, or is that a canal, what is that? And so that helped me quite a bit in designing what I was doing. So
what app is that you use for that? What do you do?
See, now you say that.
I know. Well, that's what I do here. Like when I'm doing my event, I share the apps that I use. I share the books that I use. So
let me tell you here.
Yeah, bring that up. And Mike, yeah, the horses, yeah, because especially in like my campaign, horses aren't regularly used unless you got because they're expensive, and a lot of the horses that the players are going to come across are going to be more like field horses. They're not going to be, they're not going to be battle horses or God forbid war horses or something like that.
All right, this is calcmaps.com, and I will drop it in the chat, and we will put it in.
So this is the one that does the 5 mile area around. So
that's right. So if you want to say your hex is 6 miles, you can look at from your house. And I think I do this in one of my videos. I actually show where my house is.
I remember you doing that.
If anybody cares, come on by. We'll give you some sweet tea. But yeah. So I just said, well, what does 5 miles look like around my house? And that gives my brain, which needs visuals, right? Because I'm a visual guy. So I have to then look at it and go, okay, here's everything that's around me within 5 miles of my house in a 5 mile radius, which gives me my idea for what my hex is going to look like and what's within inside of my hex.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun when you do that because you can see how much is around you in 5 miles and how much that covers. It's, the massive, like for part of my job is I do homeless outreach. So I'm out in the woods a lot of times looking for. One of my favorite things is when people call me and say, I saw a tent in the woods. Could you go check it out?
Yeah.
I live in rural Pennsylvania. We don't call it forest. We just call it woods,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And I can't remember at the time. I knew how many acreages of forest we had just in my county, which was a number I can't say without saying a swear word. And I was like, you have to be more detailed than that. I can't just go to the woods.
There's just one woods in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So there's just one. Go to the woods.
Right.
The woods.
Yeah. Except for Philadelphia and a little bit around Pittsburgh.
Everybody knows where the woods are.
Right. And until I got to this job though, I guess I knew, but didn't really realize how many small towns are just in my county.
Yeah.
How many, just the hundreds of little places that are just maybe crossroad towns or, crossroad hamlets or whatever.
Yep.
Just because my county could be bigger than a whole, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like maybe a Arthurian type campaign. The Arthurian land that they use. I mean, my county's could be bigger than that with all the different things that they experience and stuff. So
sure,
it's just interesting.
Sure.
Max says I prefer it bigger. That's what she said. Now, Mac, you just said you preferred it bigger. So just clarifying. My woods have traversed the entire continent of Faerun. Is that how you say that? Faerun or Faerun? Faerun. Okay.
Yeah.
So I like to plan it out ahead. Yeah, that's the way Joe is. Joe loves having the massive world, and I like generalized stuff, but my brain doesn't. For some reason, it's like if I start going too big with my campaign, the gears start slipping.
Too much going on. I can't have 5,000 things going on. I gotta have. Let's dial it in here.
It's like, I mean, if I'm gonna do it, I like getting right in. Mac is a snap.
Mm-hmm.
The woods are east of the prairies. Okay, well, we don't have any prairies out here, but yeah. So we got I don't know. I don't think we got anything. We got woods, we got mountains, and we got lots of hills and some deep ass ravines. If you don't watch yourself, you might go in there and. We had the Whiskey Rebellion not too far from us, so that's a cool little piece of history there too.
Okay.
All right, Paul. So we got our hex flower.
We do.
All right. So do we want to do this completely random, or do we want to do, or do you just want to pick stuff?
Well, Tim, now that you ask.
Yes,
well, the reason why I made issue number 4 is because it has tables in it.
Interesting.
If you wanted to roll on, if you want me to roll on the table, I'll tell you what just comes up.
All right, yeah. Let's use your zine as our adventure builder here.
We'll just use this as a little thing here. All right. So
don't say little thing. It makes Mac nervous.
Hey. Hey. So I'm gonna roll. Let's see. I'm gonna roll a D12. I'm gonna roll 2d6. That's what I'm gonna roll because that's what I have.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just make. I thought. Does it have a table? Or are you just making shit up over there, Flint?
No, I'm rolling a table.
Okay. Well, you're changing the dice.
Yes, because that's what it says. I said I saw 12. I saw 12, and I said D12. At the top it says hexing locations 2d6.
There you go. So you didn't even read your own instructions.
And I have rolled a 9, which is a cave.
Ooh, a cave. Now what? Okay, but where are we starting? In the middle? You didn't tell
me. Wherever. Where are we
going here? Well, no, you can't go wherever. We got to put it somewhere.
Well, yeah. You can put it. If you want to make the cave, if that's the first thing, it's easier to build around something. So if you have a cave in the middle, build around the cave. That's probably what I would say then.
There we go. We got a cave. So what I do is I go online and I scarf all these silhouette icons so I can just shrink them down.
Yep.
And I can put them right in there. And
and see, in Canva, it's the same way. All I have to do is search. And
do you?
I
have to use Canva because I've never used it. I've never used Canva.
To me, I don't know how I would do it otherwise because it would just be too. Everything else to me has such a learning curve of using it. But Canva is just search, and everybody's art is already in there. They have lots of great black and white art. They have a lot of
they could do. They have nice stuff in there.
They got a lot of cool stuff. So cave right in the middle there of this.
Okay, we got our big fat cave. Now what?
Yep. Well, it's a good question. Are you wanting to fill up the other hexes with locations? Why
don't we build the geodomes and the locations and stuff, and we'll let Zine do the walking and
let me go ahead and I'll roll again here, and we will roll a 5, which is a town.
A town, okay. Yeah. We'll go up top with the town then.
All right.
Let me get a little town icon. We'll use this as the little town icon.
There we go.
And we'll go up here.
And I think too, for those that are watching, those who are listening, all you have to do, just like we're doing here, just throw stuff on there. You don't have to worry about everything. You have a town. Don't worry about how big it is. Don't worry about the population of the town. Don't worry about everything. You have a town near a cave.
Oh, Mike wants to switch around the town and the cave. Okay, Mike.
Okay, you want to put town at the center. All right, that's fine.
That's what we usually do. We usually
do that.
Do that. We'll put that in there. Yep.
Because because your hexes are 6 miles away, that cave is 6 miles away from the town, right? 6 miles in every direction.
Well, it's not. It could be 6 miles.
Well, it could be. I'm just saying that in roughly, you're saying. Right, that if you're in the center of town, it could be 9 miles. Could be
Sometimes what I'll do, like say I have a village or a town, and it's like in the forest or like on the border of the forest. So I'll shrink this down,
right,
and then I'll put trees up here to signify some forest in there too.
Absolutely,
or like the cave might be in a mountain range, or maybe just in some hills, or it could be in because there's a lot of what do they call those mines? I for some reason I think they're called slap mines. I don't think that's the right term, but it's basically there's just the holes are like barely enough to get your butt through. You fall in this hole and then it goes underground and then it just opens up with like these very low tunnels that they mine coal out of or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so those can be like even in plains. You don't even need like mountains or
absolutely
that. So
yeah.
All right. Okay. So we got our cave to the north. We got the town in the middle.
Right.
It messes with my head. I understand, Mike. I get that. We all have our little tweaks that we got to do. But I'm gonna give you the job, Mike, of naming our town for us too, because
That's right. What is the name of this town?
Yeah, so we're putting you to work if you're showing up. All right, what do you got next, Paul?
All right, I have a stronghold.
Ooh, okay.
A stronghold.
Do we want to put the stronghold with the town, or are we putting it outside of town? Is that a separate?
It's wherever the chat would like it. They seem to have
their preferences.
Their preferences. As to
yes,
I yield the floor to the chat.
Yes.
They can put it wherever they want. This is there's no rules here.
No,
we're just making crap up.
Even if there were rules, neither of us know
we would break them. 100%.
Yeah, we would break them. Yeah.
Yeah, just like I'm doing with Rob's stuff. Like Rob's
I'm still waiting for air currents and water currents.
There will be no air currents, like I said, except the ones that come from my butt.
From your butt. Yes.
That's right. There'll be.
I'm gonna hang out the stronghold up here until somebody tells me.
All right,
where
it goes.
I say this hesitant,
or is it outside of town?
Right.
Right.
So where you guys tell me to put it, like I said that hesitantly. I'll put it
back. Is like put what where.
There's our tip. That's like Eric Tenkar.
There we go. There we
go. Huh? Are we playing? Wait.
Are you watching this on 1.5 speed?
Right. Yeah.
It just zipped right by you.
That's what my wife does when she listens to YouTube videos. She listens to them on 1.5 or 2. I don't know. It's
like, right. Mike says it's Astonburg Havenford is the name of the town.
What, Mike? You couldn't think of a longer name?
Did you type that into Rob AI?
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds like a Rob AI.
Hey, nobody does it. Nobody does it like Greenwood. Nobody comes up with names unpronounceable,
he doesn't
almost unintelligible names like
I thought he was more of a compound name guy, like Shadowdale and
no. If you look, his names of his characters, man, and so
the characters, yeah,
are just like what do we? I mean, those, I'm like, they drive me
I lost
nuts.
The name. Where's gosh.
All right, so
wait a minute, I gotta get this name down first.
All right, so
it's a long one. I'm gonna forget it. Havenford.
So
there we go.
All right, so now okay. Max says it goes on either side of the cave.
Either side of the cave.
Mark says in the town. Mike B says there's a creek that splits the town, and the two sides disagree on the name. Okay, on the name of the town. All right. And then Max says,
I like that though. That's fun.
Sure. But there are especially up north, and I'm sure there's other places where people disagree upon the name of whatever. It goes by different names.
I can't imagine that doesn't happen, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do it real quick. Let's see, insert. We'll just put in I'm going to put a simple creek in there.
Down here, it's called a crick.
Yeah, well, we call it creek. Yeah, we call it crick up here too sometimes, but I try to. Oops, wrong shape. Gotta have my drawing. Insert shape. There it is. We'll do a little wiggly shape that goes down by the cave, and then it's going to split the town in half. And then there
you go.
There we go. So we got Astonburg, Havenford. I'm going to make that name a little smaller just to spite Joe.
And make it bold. Make it bold.
Make it bold? All right, I'll make it bold.
That way we'll be able to, it'll show up.
Oh, I got to make that. Oh, where'd it go? It disappeared. Oh, that's because it fell underneath this.
Yep. Yeah, layer it. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Them layers will get you.
Yeah, they do sometimes.
We said layers, not layers.
Yeah. We don't want it. There we go. Just need to put it in the back. All right. And Mac wants the
He says he wants the thing on the either side of the cave because that's what it's there for. It's there to guard against the monsters in the cave. Which isn't it great that we naturally assume it can't just be a cave. It's got to have monsters in it.
It's got to have monsters. Wow.
It's not a normal cave.
No.
Like it just has black bears in it, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to just...
But it's got monsters.
It's got big, scary monsters. There we go. We'll fix that later.
All right. So later. We know what it is. We know what it is.
We know what it is. I'm going to put...
All right.
So we'll shrink up the cave a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll put the cave kind of up here by the mouth of the thing, and then we're going to put this that sort of guards the town from the scary
that reminds me of the movie that was on not too long ago. I want to say it was called The Trench or something like that. And basically had this huge trench, and on either side of the trench, this huge trench was a stronghold basically. And their job, the job of those folks were to keep whatever's in the trench in the trench.
Oh,
they had these huge guns. Like they were there just to guard and make sure that nothing came out of the.
For some reason, that sounds like some like European, like artsy kind of film that's dark but kind of very cool. But you have to read the subtitles and the.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
That. No, it's purely an American movie with
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
I'll have to check that out.
It was pretty good. It was and I'll look it up here in a second, but we'll continue on with the building of the little hex map here that we have going.
Wait, what did Mike say here? I did try to think of a longer name, but decided not to get too crazy. Fail, Mike. General assumption maybe have elves in it. Elves are deviant. I was going to say elves are not that nice of people in some campaigns.
I was going to say, why can't you have? I mean, look, caves, they're always in forests. What if they're kind of like if they're rabid elves?
Rabid elves.
Yeah, rabid elves live in the cave, right?
Yeah.
They're just, they're feral. They don't live in forests. They live in caves.
Right. Yeah. They're just mean little bastards.
That's right.
And that's okay. All right. So we got our stronghold with our cave. Let me just put a little descriptor up here. Put like monster cave up there. One of my years ago, Paul, this was so much fun. I used to have this. So I have my Patreon, and this one guy that I've known for a while, he has these. He adopts kids.
Yeah.
And then he was getting them into gaming, and they were all grade school age. So I went out there and I bought all these like Halloween stamps.
Uh-huh.
And so I made them a special map. And one of my favorite things was just, Monster Cave, so you had like the big scary Monster Cave. And then that was the name of everything, just like Monster Cave or Scary Town, or it was just so much. It was just pure fun, and I sent him this. So I sent him and the kids this specialized dungeon. And then I also sent him a little chest.
Yeah.
And a little key for the chest. And it was around Halloween time. And the key opened up the chest, and then the chest was full of candy. So they could, he sent me a video of it, and it just, I don't know, when I called it Monster Cave, it just made me think of that.
There we go, Monster Cave. It's exactly what it is. It's a Monster Cave. By the way, it's called the Gorge. It's not the trench. It's the Gorge. And I just put I put a link in private chat there. So if you want to share that with the folks, it's called the Gorge, and it's kind of a cool concept.
Yeah, that sounds like a very cool concept. Actually, I like the idea. All right, what do we got? So, Mac, you got to name the tower. Just don't make it, just don't mic it.
500 syllables, please.
500 syllables, and they're all consonants.
That's right. No vowels allowed.
No vowels allowed.
It'll just sound like.
All right, so it's going to be the Overwatch.
Oh, the Overwatch. I like that.
All right. That sounds intimidating, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The Overwatch. Whoops. I got to maybe change my font color too, so it stands out a little bit. Oh, yeah, there we go. What's that? There. Let's make it a. Can I see the red any better? No, the red sucks. Even if I did, I'll figure it out later. Just keep it black for right now.
Max says "vrooch."
That's a rush for Overwatch, for watching over
the rabbit elves.
The rabbit elves. Absolutely. Oh, now I made it white. What the hell? Now I really can't see.
What are we doing? What
I'm playing with colors. All right.
Are you colorblind?
No, I just color stupid.
Oh, that's a thing.
I can't. Well, it is now.
It is now.
Yeah.
It's in the game.
All right, give us. You never know. All right, why don't you go ahead with the next hex?
Oh, my character has a ability. It's called color stupid. He just
sounds like a GURPS disadvantage.
It does.
-5. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else is on the thing here. All right. Let's see. There is a camp.
A camp.
All right. Or an encampment. I use camp as short for encampment.
All right. I got a campfire. That'll work.
Okay. So there's a camp out there somewhere.
All right. I'm going to put
I don't know who's camping there, and I don't know how big it is. I don't know what the encampment is.
I'm going to put it right there until somebody tells me different.
So that's right. Well, that's okay.
When do you decide what kind of biodome it is, kind of, Paul? Like, how do you discern? Do you have like a chart that you use for that at all?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Because because this is for me, right? When you're doing like a quick play, right? When you're doing a quick play, it could be whatever you want. Now, if you're publishing or if you're doing something else, and you want to come up with an established thing. Now, caves would tell me that it could be in a rocky area, right? It could be, you're right, if you have a cave, right? Then you have the Overwatch tower. You have the town, so it could be any of those. It could be any of those things. So when I choose it, I guess I choose it in the moment, like, because if it's a one shot, it's not going to matter. If it's a part of a campaign or part of something else, and players want to keep going back there, then I have to remember that, this is mountainous regions or something. Yeah.
Gotcha. Mac, you don't ask us, you tell us. You don't go Knowles. You go Knowles. Gypsies? Right. Gypsies.
Exclamation points.
Yes. Well,
it's an encampment. I like French fur, not just any fur traders. They're French fur traders.
They go
and knolls are good. I'm always good with a knoll camp.
I like knoll camps. I always like a good knoll.
Knolls are not used. I don't think knolls are used enough. I think knolls are these, they're these wild dog creatures, wild hyenas, basically.
See, I love knolls. I use knolls a lot, but you know which ones I don't use a lot, and I don't know why, is of the goblinoid races, hobgoblins. For some reason they kind of get. I don't use them as much. I love knolls and bugbears because they're kind of the bit more meatier enemies. So I can I can challenge a party without throwing 20 of them at them, kind of thing.
Sure.
I can just have I love, because I especially love bugbears because they not only are they big, they're kind of stealthy too. Even though they're the biggest bastards, they can stealth and they have bows and different things. And there's nothing more fun than when you have some stealthy bugbears trailing a party, sniping them from.
Wait, did you not have? Were they not bugbears that were attacking us in Shadowdark? Did you not have bugbears doing that?
Yeah, but you guys were attacking them actually when that was like the first part of the adventures campaign, when you guys were going to the Stone Toad Mine.
Right.
It was run by bugbears and looked over. So you guys started off right away with fighting and higher level stuff.
Yeah.
So what are we going with? Knolls then?
We said it's a knoll encampment. Yeah.
All right. Let's get some knolls in there then. Knolls. And the fun thing about knolls too is like you can add like hyenas with them and whatnot too.
Oh, sure.
Or whatever. I guess you can.
They'd be riding the giant hyenas.
Oh, now we got giant hyenas.
I think they should be. Yeah, I think they're out there. They're riding these giant hyenas now. They're not.
I like it. I like the way you think. In this case.
In this case, not always.
That's right.
Not always.
Yep, cackling Knoll slave raids are terrifying. Yeah, yep. Yeah, especially and they're close by. What is it called? Austinburg, or Havenford. The battle continues.
I think that's it. I think they think part of the town thinks the town is Austinburg.
Yeah,
and the other part of the town thinks it's Havenford.
That's why I put the little slash in between them there.
That's right. Yeah, that's what they think it is.
I like that. That's kind of fun. That's fun. All right. Go ahead and roll your next one then, Paul.
All right. Okay. Let's see. I have another cave. Unless you want me to roll again.
Well, you're just rolling 2d6. So
I am.
So I mean, the span is not gonna. We're gonna hit probably. What's number 7? Probably gonna hit that a couple times.
Number 7 is a Warren. I have not rolled it yet, but it's a Warren.
Oh, you haven't rolled a Warren. No, I mean let's just go with you, and we'll just mess with it. Maybe this is a cave-ridden set of hills or something like that.
It could very well be.
It could be a different cave.
Could be it could be somewhere else. Could be next to the other cave. It could just be a network of caves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure. It could be any of those things.
Let's see here. We'll do. How about this, Paul? This is what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to make. So I got a mountain with a cave in the middle of the mountain.
Okay. I like it.
So whether those two are, do we want it there or do we want it someplace else?
No. Well, the chat will decide.
Chat will decide. Cave in the top right. Okay. Across from the creek of the first day. Yep. We got her.
Makes sense.
Yep. All right. We got 3 more to go, Paul.
3 more to go. All right.
Let me text wrap. Got a none that.
Okay. We have another camp.
Another camp. All right. We're gonna put this camp. I'm gonna put this camp below the. Whoops. Let's put for right now until somebody tells me different. I'll put it over here. And
and I think too that we get. I mean, once again, there's 12 things on here, things I haven't even rolled yet. But the goal is that when you're doing this, is that if you see something you want, you don't have to roll for it. You just pick it and go. Because I think what happens is you start to flesh out the idea. You're saying, oh, now I have a town. I have this here. Oh, that'd be cool if I put that here. And you almost don't need the table then. But I think what happens is people get locked in to they have to do it a certain way. And I think you have to toss that away at some point. And say, I'm just eventually you go, I got it. I know where we're going. I know where we're going with this.
Do we got it yet then?
No. No, we do not. So
there's the French fur trader. Okay, we'll make these guys the French fur traders.
Sure.
Greg will be very happy that I'm putting French, even though I'm just calling it, or we're just calling it French. I'll be happy that I'm putting something French into my game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's now become a historical campaign.
Yes.
French fur traders. Except French means something else in this world.
It might. Yeah.
It could very well. French doesn't necessarily mean that's the language they speak.
Or yes, it could be the potatoes they eat.
It could be they're from a city called French.
It could be.
They're from French Haven.
Or Frenchburg. But they're still deciding. They're still fighting over that.
That's right. There's still, in fact, whole wars have been declared over whether it's French Haven or Frenchburg.
That's funny. All right, go ahead and roll us a couple more times.
All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, an 11, a mine.
Oh, mine. Okay. Let me
Mm-hmm.
see. I think I have I should have a mine in here. Let's
Pickaxe or
see.
something.
Yep, I got a pickaxe right there. Bobo. Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta let my wife in. I think she wants to come home.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we shall carry on for the moment. Frankish, Max says. Okay. French hill dwarf fur traders. Hmm. Oui. We shall work in the mines and trade furs. Is what we shall do.
All I heard is something about wee wee.
Yes. Well, I'm talking about French. They're French hill dwarves, fur traders.
Oh, they're wow.
We're really we're doubling down on the fur traders. Now they're French dwarf fur traders.
French dwarf fur traders.
Sure.
Okay. Why not? I'm gonna need a bigger piece of computer paper.
So now we've listened now, but I believe this too. I think we can this is what you call a mashup, right? You have a fantasy in Europe, right? You're in Europe, I guess, because you have the French. And so now you have this mashup of like Napoleonic fantasy.
Hey, did you feed her?
As if the wars that Napoleon fought were all fought with dwarves.
There you go.
So
what is that? The mine is in the bottom. What is
bottom left hex.
Bottom left hex. All right.
Is what I think they said. Yeah. And then the missing the obvious, Joe Cool says they are frogmen. Clearly. Joe Cool.
That's right.
All right. Oh, I got something interesting.
All right. What do we got next?
Oh, we have a temple.
Oh, I do like that one. All right. Temple. I think I do have something kind of temple-y here. Yeah, this will work as a temple.
Luxembourg. Quebec. Vance says Quebec. Well, which I would fit. I don't know. Is Vance like, because he's in Seattle, is that where Quebec
is? He's almost Canadian.
So is Quebec like right above him somewhere? I don't know.
I think Quebec is Quebec.
It was the dwarves who drove the elves into the caves. Maybe. Could very well be. The elves are feral elves. And it's a frog. We're off the rails now. Max says it's a frog temple. The chat has taken over.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right. So we have, looks like we got a little bit in everything.
Yep.
And so are the gnolls in, what kind of biodome are the gnolls in, you think?
Well, that's a good question then. If you have the mountains,
Quebec was over where we live, yeah.
Yeah, well, if you have the mountains to the north, what would be to the west of the mountains? Should it be what? I don't know, the gnolls. Where do you see gnolls usually? Maybe I'm thinking like the plains, almost like the African plains, almost
like the tundra. Or
yeah, well, no, I don't know about the tundra, but maybe.
Just grasslands then?
Well, if they're going to have hyenas, if they're going to have giant hyenas, I'm just thinking about where these hyenas might live. Like hyenas on the African plains almost. I'm thinking like plains. That's what I'm thinking.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's get some. We'll do some grasslands in. How's that sound?
Okay.
We'll put a little grasslands here. Get a few of those up there.
Well, Max says gnolls are hills, but I think we're going to disagree on this because.
Uh-oh.
I think
Paul's challenging the chat.
I am. That's right. I challenge the chat. I just think the plains are going to work. I think the plains. I'm thinking. Like I said, the hyenas and so forth. I'm just thinking that's in my head. We're going to stick. All right.
So we've got.
You give the chat an inch, they take a yard, Tim. You have to put your foot down at some point. Or the chat gets out of control.
I noticed that with my players too,
Oh,
running.
No.
right.
Oh, there we go. Max says Savannah. Good. I like it.
Well, that's the word I was thinking, Savannah. Yeah.
High Plain Badlands. That's also good.
High Plain Badlands, yeah.
Yep. High Plains Hyenas.
Hyenas.
Wow. Why don't we put some drifters in there?
I was gonna say, yeah, we get
put some drifters in there. Then we'll have some High Plains drifters.
That's right. All right. So, and the Monster Cave. What kind of biodome should we have there? Do you want hills or mountains or? I don't even care if we put a lake up there. What if we put a lake up there?
You could put a lake up there.
I'm just what we want.
Well, I think the lake would be better down south because they're kind of committed to the frog temple.
The frog temple. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I've got this thing here. So
if you put the lake down by the frog temple, because they can be river or lake, where the frog temple is. So that's kind of the south, right? So we're
because that's where the creek is going into anyway. So
that's right. That's what I was thinking. Right,
that makes sense.
And so you have a little lake there where the thing can go off into the lake, and then you have the frog folk down there. So you got frog folk down to the south. You have the gnolls to the west. You have the rabid elves in a cave. I'm totally making rabid elves, by the way. Rabid elves are going to happen. They're all going to look like Gollum. They're just going to be awful looking creatures.
Right.
They're so nasty.
Put that there. And then I'm going to make a little bit of a squiggly in there too. Because I always have to mess with my maps.
Sure.
I like messing with my maps.
Max says Quebec is over New York. So it's not over Seattle. It's on the complete other side.
That's what I thought. It was on the other side. But
I do not know my Canadian geography.
No, I just know that Ontario is just directly because Toronto's like, I think
just point me in the direction of poutine.
There you go.
If I can find some poutine, we're good.
Recognized.
Right.
My wife is showing me
my new studio.
Her new so she spent today
mowing lawns.
Well, I'm talking about photograph, not your entire day.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to go to
I have no studio.
If I get she's gonna start talking about Annesburg Haven Ford. So yeah, she got it all cleaned up. Now I can walk in my office without dying.
It's not just put away, it's fucking functional.
Fucking functional.
I can't say that. But yeah.
You just did.
You just did.
Okay.
I was going to say, you can't say it. You're from Jersey. Yeah, of course you can say it.
Can't help herself.
That's the charging station?
Well, for my gear.
Oh, for your gear.
You can charge there.
So I just don't get stuff charged.
You can charge here too. There's room for us both.
Okay.
I gotta go mow the lawn, so I do more hours now.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, you had too much coffee, didn't you?
I got a new lens. I got this done. I did 2 posts today, and I got to hang out with Chris. And she's in manual.
Okay.
Fully.
Well, if you're going to be in manual, don't half-ass it. You got to be in full.
That's right.
Whatever that means.
You have your own chat room going on over there, don't you, Tim?
Yeah, right.
Yes. You got the chat is taken over at Tim's house.
It has. What are you showing me? Oh, okay. I have to show. Well, you're whipping it out. I'm gonna take a hold of it then. Okay.
Whoa, what?
Ivy's new lens that she's so hyper about. Oh, wow. It goes upside down too. Look at that. Are you supposed to hold it like this? Yeah, that's what you get for giving it to me.
There you go.
So what? Okay.
It's ultra macro.
Ultra macro.
2 times the ratio. Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to tell her 2 times doesn't mean much because that means your other lens is 1 times. So that means it's just it. There's
No.
My lens is times 1. Well, that doesn't mean anything. It just means it's a lens.
No, it doesn't mean that it's a lens. 1 time magnification
That's just photography, double talk. It's like now this one's 2 times.
You know what we didn't decide though, Tim?
I can do both.
You what?
I could do regular macro or ultra.
You could just do normal lens, or you could do 2 times lens.
Normal macro, true macro, or ultra macro. Why are you bugging me? Come on, bug.
She knew what she was getting. It's a good thing. Yeah, don't claim me. Don't claim ignorance now. You knew damn well what you were getting into. All right.
Yeah. Max says, does she know thousands of people will hear this? Maybe.
I don't think thousands of people are here. Maybe like
what
we are up to 8, actually.
What do you think they would? What do you think they would be mining? What is the mine mining?
Mining.
What are they mining over there?
We got, and then what's that? And then we need a biodome for that.
Is it a diamond mine? Is it a ore mine? Is it a
coal mine?
Is it a coal mine? Yeah, because that would tell you something, right, about the area.
Or could it be some sort of like a living mineral or metal that they make, like some sort of that they make magic items or enchant stuff, or kind of thing like that. I don't know. It doesn't have to be something ordinary. It can be weird too.
Could be weird, absolutely.
Could be weird. Abandoned diamond mine. They dug too deep, far too deep. No, mining demon ichor.
Okay.
Ooh. I don't know. I kind of the demon ichor. I gotta say, I like the demon ichor.
I do too. I mean, I think that goes with what Max said. They dug too deep, far too deep, and when they
I was gonna say we combined those.
And they struck it almost like the Beverly Hillbillies. they struck black gold,
and then their hills.
That's right. So they struck some demon gold, and now this demon ichor that they have. I wonder too, could these be Dugars?
I don't know. Could they? I mean, let's. Well, okay. So we're gonna put the mine is in abandoned, because we need an actual name for the mine.
True.
An abandoned demon ichor mine. Let's see here. The dug too deep. I mean, if you're digging for demon ichor, I'm thinking they probably dug too deep.
I don't think they were. I don't think that's what their intention was. I think they were digging for something else and found the demon ichor.
Well, maybe
then they changed it. They changed the whole business model around demon ichor.
So it's abandoned diamond mine. We'll just combine the two then.
Sure, you can find diamonds in there, but maybe the problem is that you're going to come in contact with some demon ichor if you want these diamonds,
and you can't get that off your shovel.
No. This is almost like Spawn, or in Spider-Man, Spider-Man's Venom, right? It's almost like Venom, where it's like this sticky demon ichor that sticks on you. Oh, he calls it. Max says calls it the Black Vein Mine.
Ooh, there we go. I like
that.
All right, let's get that up there. Copy.
Mike B says, out mining for some food, and up from the ground come a bubbling goo. From Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, mine's got its own little theme song. I like it.
Yeah, they sing whoever's over there, Dugars or whoever's doing. Who does who are those things? Those what are they called? Pecks. Pecks, I think is the character. The creatures are called. They're kind of, I don't know if they're lawful, whatever they are, lawful evil, or maybe they're neutral.
Okay,
I can't remember. But anyway, I just remember these creatures called Pecks.
Pecks.
Yeah, Pecks.
I don't know that one. I'm just, because I know I hate Googling this because I know what I'm going to get, but I'm going to So
no, PECH, by the way. It's PECH, not PECH.
Okay, I see it now. Okay, PCH. Oh, okay. Those are odd little dudes.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah. They're an elemental.
Yeah.
They're made of granite. They have a resemblance to gnomes. And they have a skin tone range from dull brown to dull gray. They have a toughness comparable of granite. So they are weird little. They're like little weird elemental goblins, you know.
Yeah.
That kind of are mining down there. Oh, yeah. Okay. And I'm gonna put the. I'll put their. What are they? PECH. You said.
PECH. Yeah. Peck.
Okay. Dug too deep. Even for them, they dug too deep.
Yeah.
Put them in there too. This is an odd little place, isn't it? All right. And we got the black vein. Okay. I got to catch up with the things. Maybe they tap in the black vein for the hickory, tapping trees. Maybe. Is there a massive demon sleeping under the ground? I mean, I don't know where else the massive demon would sleep except underground, because if they're in the trees, they're not that scary. It's like, oh, look at the massive demon snapping in the tree.
Yeah, I think, yeah, whatever. The demon is kind of the demon is the boss man, right? He kind of runs the pecs somehow.
Well, what I was thinking, if we refer to that, because what we could do is we could use the massive demon theme. Think of maybe a massive demon like a Tarrasque, a demon Tarrasque.
Ooh.
And the reason why the demon ichor is coming out is because they're actually mining through its skin.
Oh.
And that's where the source of the demon ichor is coming from this sleeping.
It's from a Tarrasque.
From this demonic Tarrasque. What do you think?
Well, I think it works. I mean, is it ever always producing? In other words, is there a day where the Tarrasque, are you rolling on a table? This is how many days until the Tarrasque decides it's had enough.
Right. Well, maybe, yeah, they dig too deep and they wake its ass up, and then it starts moving around, and then the entire move, it's like, well.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll put that down as an idea.
There's multiple ideas on the table. You don't have to choose just one. In fact, if you were to do this, you could put this on a table if you wanted to, or you could say, hey, there's 5 different ideas here that we have, right? There's 6 ideas, and you roll 1d6 and say, hey, this is the idea we're going to go with. So yeah, could it be a Tarrasque underneath that you're mining this demon ichor from? Yeah.
TRSQ. I did spell it right. Okay.
Could you be digging and suddenly now you're in a different plane of existence, and now it's the ichor plane, the plane of ichor, where everything is just nasty?
There's actually a thing. What is this? This is weird. There's a game called Abiotic Factor, and it has Tarrasque ichor in the game.
Does it really?
Yeah. Let me show it to you.
We can't use it now. It's copyrighted.
It's copyrighted. Yeah. It's just like a
Tarrasque ichor.
Yeah. They used our.
Who knew?
Yeah, I didn't know. That's for sure. Yeah, it's weird.
Max says demon Tarrasque causes frequent earthquakes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Ichor is a abiotic factor. Fix the flow control module, which opens the portal leading to the microfields.
See, it says abiotic. I think it must be some sort of game. I never heard of it. Tarrasque ichor is harvested from dead Tarrasques and behemoths. So, man, we're not coming up with anything new. It's been done before.
No, it's been done. Look at us.
Look at us just copying everybody else's idea.
That's it.
Let me get to share that thing. But yeah, I think they would definitely cause frequent earthquakes if you're mining into the Tarrasque sass or something like that. It's like, whoa, that's not ichor.
So there's plenty of options on the table. We're not going to declare any one of them.
No absolutes.
There's no absolutes here, so you can use it however you choose to use it. But that demon ichor, and we're not going to get in the weeds with it, I don't think. But that demon, they're mining it for a reason. That demon ichor, either somebody wants it and uses it for something, right? For whatever, right? Is it the bullywugs, the frog demon people, the frog people? Are they using it for something over there? I don't know. Is there something in
the demon? I thought they were just French dwarves.
Well, they're over there on the other side. The French dwarves are on the other side. They're doing their own thing. I'm talking about the demon, the frog demon people where the temple is next door.
Oh, this is a frog demon temple?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Oh, okay. Well,
what Chad said it was frog demons or frog, maybe frog demons or some sort of frog people.
Okay, I missed that part, so I'll add that there. So, well, we got it. We need a name there, though, too.
You could put now in this area too, in that area near that. I mean, you could put a wizard tower. You could put something in there that has some connection with that mine as to what they're doing over there. I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know who's in charge of that mine. Maybe nobody. Maybe somebody. Maybe there's another town over there. Maybe there's a busy village or a hamlet.
Questions right off the bat. Oh yeah, Mac. This is what we call in technical terms a clusterfuck.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of things. But in this regard, I mean, you as the DM, your players don't know this. You know this, right? So you're going, you know what? Once I have this kind of fleshed out, maybe I'll share it with the group, or you just keep it to yourself and go, hey, this is over here, this is over here. And you have, it's busy, but you have tons of quests and tons of things going on that you can do.
And I think the interesting thing about this too, is you could tie this together though too.
Oh, sure.
I don't think it would take a lot to take these little bits and pieces and make a cohesive mini setting. Little micro cosm of clusterfuckery.
No question. I mean, listen, if you're in that town, if you're from that town, and there's caves to the top of you. There's French, the French dwarf for. I don't know what threat. Maybe they have no threat. Maybe they're there to help. Maybe we don't know what their position is. What kind of fur? Let's. How about this? What if we decided what kind of fur they're getting? These are not normal furs. I don't believe they're not getting rabbit fur. They're not getting. Those are minor. They might get some of those.
Okay, so we're gonna get fur traders. So what kind of furs are they going to get?
The question is this: what kind of big furry monsters are there that they could be hunting?
What could they be hunting? Get this. Oh, I see something coming up.
They could be. You could have.
Let's do the forest biome. Mac is going for forest for the traders.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that. I'll put a few of these in here. Whoop. Shh. Make sure they're done. And we'll make a few of those and place them around.
Yeah, and Mac just said what I was thinking too was owlbear. They could be hunting owlbear furs.
Ooh.
They could be hunting. What else? What they have? What is this from? Something called a gorhino. Those look pretty nasty.
Gorhino? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either. I don't know if that's a proper. No, I don't think that's a D&D. I think somebody made that.
Knoll hides, yeah. Yeah, knoll hide, dire wolves. Let's see, we can see knolls. What was the other one? Dire wolves? Or dire hyenas. Because
Yeah, if there are some over there, if this team tends to be an area with giant hyenas, they could be going for hyena furs.
Well, that's what I mean, because the knolls are there, so they're bringing hyenas in.
Sure.
I think you decided to make them giant ones that they can ride, little steeds. But you know what's going to happen when they get those giant hyenas? The players are going to want to make them pets and ride them everywhere.
Of course, which is why not?
Yep.
Do that. But then remember, there's always a larger predator, right? So they have giant hyenas. So what, right? They can do combat with, with larger beasts that tend to hunt hyenas, right? What is above the hyena? What's a natural predator? Yeah, it could be lions.
Yeah, lions,
natural
elephants,
predators.
hippos. I'm thinking savannah stuff, but
sure.
All the big beefy gray things.
Absolutely.
Rhinos. Let's see. Mountain Cave is overrun with wyverns and drakes. Trainers hunt them too. Okay. So we're going to put. Okay. So we got a cave. We got a monster cave. Let me see here. I got to keep these things sorted here so I can keep it. You keep track of the chat here, Paul. While
okay.
Mess with
guano trade too. Giant bats. Well, listen, we can't go too far. I don't think we should go too far from the fur. I think if they're fur traders, that whatever they're hunting has to have fur.
Right.
They can diversify. Now, you can have a separate set of hunters that all they do is wyvern skins. But I like fur traders because there could be other giant bestial creatures of traders, fur traders, which is where you get your market from, right? Where there's going to be multiple, like if you go into a town and you want to find giant hyena furs, and then there could be competing. There's somebody else there who's going for, giant badger furs.
Giant badgers.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There could be, let's see, what else could there be? Furry things, furry monsters, whatever's out there. There's furry monsters out there.
Furry monsters.
There's furry monsters, right? You're just hunting furry monsters. There's something about furry monsters that's what they want to hunt.
And are the gnolls part of the? Are they the slavers, or I can't remember? I thought I saw it there, but I don't remember now. They were throwing out some of that stuff, and I couldn't keep track. So hunting for owlbears, tanner and fur camp,
because their furs are high.
Did someone say fur? That's what I heard. Austin, how you doing, Austin? Yeah, he was talking about furries. Oh, Paul. I lost Paul. Where'd you go, Paul?
I'm back.
Did you freeze up?
The furry creatures got me.
The furry creatures got you booted, huh?
The furry creatures got me. That's right.
You know what? I just noticed I don't have this in overlay like I should have too. So people can see what we're seeing. So. Oh, that shrinks down our.
Well, yeah. Well, they can see what we're doing. We can't see the chat, but they can still see what we're doing.
Okay. What do you want? Okay. Let's see. They're the Knoll slavers. Okay. I thought they were. Okay, Slayers.
Well, and the French dwarves, as we're calling them, are natural enemies. They're natural enemies of the gnolls because they hunt their hyenas.
And then of course the gnolls want them as slaves probably too, because they're mines. They're dwarves and they think they can mine and they want to put them into work in the Black Vein mine.
Maybe.
Who knows? All right. So we've got right now, what do we've got what 1, 2, we possibly have 4 factions in this small area. So we've got the town.
Right.
We've got the French dwarf fur traders. We got the gnolls. And then possibly, I don't know what's going on in the Frog Demon Temple.
You got some of those.
Or is that just like an entity that's just there?
Right. It could be a ruin temple dedicated to a frog god.
I like that. I like ruined temples. I do like that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be active.
No, it doesn't.
But it
can be one of those places where, like, everybody, it doesn't matter whose side you're on. They're just like, don't go over to that temple. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You go over there and you find traces of demon ichor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then you have the whoever you have the different factions, right? You have the people, obviously people live in the town. You got people we don't even know who's in the watchtower. Who are the people in the watchtower, right? That's supposed to be watching over these feral elves.
That's right. The monster cave. I'll switch monster cave to feral elf.
Yeah, I think they're feral elves.
Yeah,
I'm committed to that.
You're committed to that one, huh?
Yeah, I'm committed to feral elves at this point. That to me is very, very different than the look of the normal bright, shiny elves. I want the nasty, ugly elves.
Yeah, these guys are not like your shiny kind, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Kind of almost positioning these around a little bit so we have a.
Yeah. Max says the town folk are in the watchtower, but
that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. It could very well be that there's a history there. Obviously, they built the watchtower because the feral elves they come out ever so often. Maybe it's seasonal, like they have hunting.
They're seasonal elves.
They're seasonal elves. They come out for hunting.
I thought they were coming out to give gifts or something.
Yes, the gift of death to everybody.
The gift of doom.
The gift of doom, I say. So yeah, but I think elves come out ever so often, and they have like a giant hunting party, and the watchtower's there to make sure it doesn't get. They have certain areas they're allowed to hunt, and they can't go past the watchtower.
All right, so let me write what down you said there, Paul. I'm going to add this up here, paste. All right.
And by the way, if you want this, eventually it's going to show up on Tim's Patreon. So you should go over to Tim's Patreon, Gothridge Manor, and you should.
That's just Gothridge over there.
Well, it's just Gothridge. It's just Gothridge.
You know what? I don't even remember now.
Tim, you should know these things, and you should automatically have a link to your Patreon.
Hey, it's like
going over there.
It's like speed dials. I mean, you don't memorize numbers anymore. I just have book links, and
Well, so I'm saying you just have a note page with all your links on it. Like I have all my links to all my stuff on one page. I can
yeah, but you're prepared. I just get on this stuff. Yeah, it's just Gothridge. Patreon.com/Gothridge.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, go over there and become a subscriber over there because this stuff's probably going to head over there at some point.
It's we're just spinning gold here, guys.
We're just spinning gold here, guys. That's it.
Spinning gold.
Like what was that? Who was that? Not Rumpelstiltskin. Who spun gold? Wasn't there a
Rumpelstiltskin?
Was it Rumpelstiltskin that spun gold?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he spun gold for the girl and because I think didn't he have to? Yeah, because he spun gold out of her hair or something like that. Is that who?
I thought Rumpelstiltskin, is he not the one that fell asleep then? Did he not fall asleep? I don't know my myth very well
All
here.
right. Hey, Ivy. All right. We need some fairy tale help. Yeah. So who was Rumpelstiltskin? Is he the one? Is he the one who spun gold out of straw?
Yes, he was a seller.
He was a seller. Okay, so he was the one who
sewed. Yeah.
He sewed.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and then then he fell asleep, or is that the one who fell asleep? I don't know either.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
know.
Google it?
I can, but I've Googled some questionable things already. So.
Okay. What kind of game are you playing?
Me and Paul are putting together. What kind of game are we playing?
What kind of game are you playing, Tim?
What are you playing? Oh no, not again. Are we going to have to get our computer scrubbed again?
Is this you and Paul?
Yeah, it's me and Paul tonight. Yeah, because this was one I was just gonna one of my adventure rating
How's his
things.
mic sounding?
How's it? Well, I can hear Paul. I should have said what? I can't hear you, Paul. What? But I forgot to do that. What? I forgot to do
Oh, it's
that.
Rip Van Winkle who fell asleep.
Oh, there you go.
Rip Van Winkle.
Chris gave me this.
Chris gave you what? A lunch bag?
It's a camera bag.
That's a camera bag?
Hard camera bag.
Yeah, that's actually a lunch pail, and they just put camera bag on it, and now it's $100 more. I know the game of photography. They got you guys figured out. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you see those lunch bags? Let's just put photography bag on it, and we can charge triple the amount.
Okay, last thing, and then I'll let you go. Sorry, Paul.
No worries. We're good.
What do you got now? Yeah.
It's the tiniest trigger.
It's a trigger?
It's a trigger for the flash.
Just so you know, I don't need this for your trigger. So I don't. So what does this do again? So here's a trigger, everybody.
It hooks up wirelessly to my little Godox flash, so that I can put my flash on the ground next to the.
So it's not connected to your camera, then
it's all connected together. So
but I mean, it's not on your camera.
Yeah, that will be on my camera.
This will be on your camera.
And the flash will be next to the mushroom off to the side, and then I hit boom, and then.
Okay. I kind of understand it, but I don't. So what's this do though?
It talks to the flash, so that because the flash has to sit on my camera right now.
Okay.
So if I take the camera off, I take the flash off, it doesn't. They're not connected wirelessly. So this is just like a transmitter, I guess.
Oh, this says, "Flash, you little son of a bitch! Flash, you son of a bitch!" Is that what this does? It's like yells at the flash and tells it to do its job.
And look at the cute little box.
Yeah, it's a cute little box. How much did you? $90 for the box. How much was the flash?
$90 for this whole thing.
Oh, okay, they threw that in free. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Hopefully it works. I mean, is it sync up pretty easily?
I don't know. I watched a bunch of videos. It looks like it, but I'll do it tomorrow morning.
Okay, cool. I'll look forward to your pictures.
Matt says, what kind of show is this anyway?
What? Your Paul said. What did you say?
We don't know.
It's part RPG, OSR, and photography.
Paul didn't say anything.
Who said something? Joe, is he?
No, Mac. Mac said, "What kind of show is this, anyways? Mushrooms?"
We wondered that ourselves, Mac. We
have no clue
anyway.
I mean, we thought it would get better when Joe left, but it didn't.
No.
Oh,
right in one of those toilets he likes to put in his game.
You know what's ironic is I started playing Skyrim again recently. I haven't played it in I can't even tell you the last time I played it, and I'm surprised out how many toilets are in their dungeons. I have taken notice now that they have if it's a bandit cave, you're gonna find somewhere in there. You're gonna find the porta potty somewhere.
Well.
I'm like,
well, no. You know what Greg has. He has he has a Shadow Dark version of Sky. I wonder if he has toilets in his.
Oh yeah, what's it called? Shadow Room?
No, it's I don't remember what his is. What the all I know it's Shadow Rim. Yeah, Shadow Rim.
Well, why'd Shadow Rim no, then? I don't know. That's what I thought it was. And now you're questioning me.
I am questioning. I'm always questioning. I'm just contrarian.
Yeah, it's Shadow Realm. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Campaign setting.
I wonder if he has toilets in his.
I don't know. I don't know if he has
are
any
authentic to the game.
I mean, you do. They're in there. Joe must have been a consultant. I didn't check, but
Austin says, don't forget the gift shop on the Bandit Lair as well as you leave. And Austin, by the way, you can get, as you're leaving the cave on your adventure, there's cameras there. Ivy has cameras set up in the cave to take your picture coming out of the cave.
Yeah.
And then you can pay for your pictures there.
Or you can get one of those little keychain viewfinders on the way out.
Exactly. You get one of those on your way out. Like, and you can like take a picture of your, your dead companions that you're carrying out.
These little, what did they call those? In little death photos of them.
Yeah, that the old timey photographers, the old west guys would do. They'd set you up in front of the, like on your coffin or whatever,
right?
They go. They have the flash, whoosh,
right? The big whoosh.
That's right.
Boom. Yeah.
That'd be like they had to go to the paper, right? They had to put in the paper that so and so was shot and killed.
Well, did you ever see those photos, those death photos of like families who would prop up their dead kids with their other kids and take pictures of them and stuff?
What? Yeah. Now I have to ask, what kind of show is this? You've just what?
It was a thing. What? They would call them. I forgot the exact term of them, and I can't remember. I think it was Irish who did it, but it could have been English or general type of thing. But if like a kid died, they prop up the dead kid with the other kids and take a picture of them together.
Nope.
Yeah. It's
nope.
Creepy.
We're not having that.
Yeah, because it's not like in the photo that you can't tell which one's dead.
Yeah, the one with its mouth open and tongue hanging out.
It's kind of lolling to the side. Jeannie's got no muscle left in her neck. Oh,
Whoa, what's wrong? She prop her head up.
Yeah, she died like 3 days ago. We just had to get everybody together.
A family reunion picture.
Right. Yeah, we had to get the pasta ready.
Yeah.
The meal.
Yeah.
Good grief. Okay, so oh, we got on this. Okay, I gotta catch up. What kind of show is this again? Is this the same one or is AD Ask again?
I don't know.
Don't forget the gift shop, Bullywug Slave Painting Memorial Poker. There you go. Or the Bullywug playing poker. Paintings.
True. You could have that.
Frog Ross, yeah.
Yeah.
You only get a full refund if you're partly maimed.
True.
I think you're gonna have to be fully maimed for that.
Yeah.
I've seen those photos, so creepy. Yeah, Mark, they are creepy.
You have to sign. By the way, when you go into the cave, waivers must be signed.
Right. Releases and waivers. Yeah.
Releases and waivers as you're adventuring must be signed. And if you are in fact maimed, you're not getting.
And you have to
be fully maimed to get any credit.
Right.
Yeah.
Mark, there's this little community just north of where I live called Lilydale, and it's a renowned spiritualist community. And I was up there back in the 80s, and I went in this little curio shop that had a whole bunch of cool things. And I'm like looking at these old timey photos, and I'm just looking at them, and they're just cool. And then I come up to one, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, I asked her, what the hell are these? And she got so excited. I mean, she was just excited to tell me about the dead little kids.
Nope. I said, well, thank you. I got to go now.
I was like, okay.
And
please tell me these are copies.
Yeah.
I'm just real photos.
No. Nope. I just carry my X card with me now wherever I go. Nope. Sorry. I'm out.
Paul's got a little. There you go, Paul. Well, I got to get a little band.
Yep.
There,
That's it.
My little X card.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to like show it just yet. I want to bring it out when appropriate time so I can almost like a badge,
or like a cross to like turn dead.
Like a cross, yes.
Get away.
Especially in your scenario. which an X, let's be honest, is just a cross turned on its side.
You're right. You're very right. Yes.
So,
all right. So let's see what we got. So in the Overwatch, it's
you said townspeople.
It's townspeople. Okay.
But not just any townspeople. You have to have had some time. I don't know if they're throwing, I don't know if it's a meat grinder over there. If they're just throwing anybody in there, it could have elite people in there. It could have. You gotta have some smart people in there, because you can't let just anybody run the giant ballistas to shoot these rabid elves with.
I'm just gonna put a generic thing. Those who stand the wall must pass tests of courage. And there, we'll put that over here.
Yeah, Austin, works better when you invoke Jesus. I agree, and it has to be the power of the X card compels you.
That's right.
The X card compels you. Stop saying that.
Yeah. Yeah, it just didn't work. Didn't work for the Exorcist guy too well, though, did it?
Well, in the end, it kind of did. It kind of cost him a lot, but it wound up working.
Yeah, but then he fell down the stairs again. Didn't you? You went to the stairs, didn't you, Paul?
I did. Those stairs are in Georgetown.
That's fantastic. They'd love that.
Yeah, I got pictures of me going. I climbed the stairs.
I remember that.
I did not fall down the stairs.
Thank you. Well, that's good.
I did not recreate that.
The finale, you didn't decide to fall down and for.
Nope.
It's like, honey, hold the camera.
Technically, you can only recreate that once.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. Maybe if you want one of those big balls you go inside of, and you can just roll.
Sure.
It probably bounced.
Matt says there's murder holes in the keep for heavy crossbows to skewer the rabid elves. I agree, 100%. There's all kinds of. They have their ways.
Holes for crossbows, you said?
I'm not opposed to cannons either.
Oh, we're going cannons now.
Well, listen, if you got French dwarves, you can have cannons if you want. That's not mandatory. We're just throwing that out there.
Well, instead of cannons, because I'm not a gunpowder guy, but about arbalists.
Nothing wrong with that.
Arbalists, how about that?
Sure, absolutely.
Those are, because I believe arbalists is what everybody else calls ballistas. They get the two mixed up. I think arbalists are the real ones or something like that. I could be wrong with that, but I get that mixed up. And I was watching another YouTuber, and he said something that I thought was pretty funny. He goes, the thing about D&D, you get an embarrassing vocabulary about medieval pole arms.
It's true.
Do you remember that one picture in the Player's Handbook where it had like 30? Yeah.
That was a whole bunch.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's a lot. I don't think I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to put these in my game. I think that in my world that, there's because these I don't think pole arms get enough love. When was the last time a character played with their weapon was a pole arm?
True.
And I remember there's a movie, and I wish I could remember it, but I can tell you what, I saw this this Asian kung fu movie,
and
those dudes fought with pole arms, and I'm telling you what, they lit that place up. People were getting crushed by those things. I said, I have never seen. That's what inspired me too. I watched it. I was like, oh wow, you could do some really good damage with these things if you're good with it. If you're not just poking it, you're swinging it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a. Do you know what the Society of Creative Anachronism is?
I do,
Paul?
Yep, I do.
They have one of the biggest national meetings is just south of here in Slippery Rock called what is it called? Penn. Oh, now I can't think of what it's called. Penn. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Dragon.
No, not Pendragon.
Okay.
No, but anyways, I'd gone down there a couple of times, and there was one guy down there, and he used a spear. So he had his polearm, and it wasn't a short spear. It's probably about 8 to 10 feet long. I can't remember, but he was so good with this, and he was so cocky and so good. You remember those little orange bike flags that you used to put on the back of your bike so you could, well, he would wear one so people could find him on the battlefield. So if you want a piece of me, here I am.
Wow.
Because he was just that good with his spear. He couldn't beat him. I mean, he was just that good. Well, no, I never saw anybody beat him. He did. He had, like you were saying, he had one of those spears, and you did not want to get hit by it because it was very flexible, and he could whip it. And it wasn't the point you had to be careful of. Is like if you tried to step into the spear, he would just smack the shit out of you with it.
Yeah.
So he was good with that.
So shout out to pole arms.
Yeah.
Pole arms need more love.
Show some love to the pole arm.
That's right.
All right. Let's see. What do we got here? PF game I'm in. Our tank character only uses a
Fouchard.
Okay. That does sound like one of those many. We wouldn't be able to tell you if you spelled it wrong or not. We have no idea.
Right.
A weak to iron. Nope.
Yeah.
Lead. Gnome Wand Fireball Brigade. Jeez, Mac. We're getting in Gnome Wand Fireball Brigade. Black powder. Elves are only vulnerable to lead. And then what is Mac talking about? Poop again? What is Mac talking about there? I said guano again.
Poop. What? What's guano?
How many times have you said guano?
He's fixated on that guano.
Yeah, he's still focused on guano there. Maybe that's where they get the part of the black powder from.
Maybe.
Guano.
Maybe it's black. That's right.
Okay, so we got that. Just a quick biodome for what's the black vein mine going to be in? I'm going to assume that man catcher never gets any love. You know what? It doesn't, does it, Mark? Those things
is that the
nasty.
one with the 2? Is that like the 4? Yeah. I agree. But you got to play a big character. You got to play like a Goliath or I would think a bigger size to get the. I mean, I don't know. You have to be strength. Well, your strength has to be probably 18 at least to use this thing. Yeah. So you could be small and have 18 strength, but I don't see a halfling or I see either a large human, maybe 6'5", something like that, or a Goliath, or even a furbolg. Furbolgs are fun.
Yes, guano equals gunpowder. Yep, you said guano again. You're just finding any reason to say guano.
Maybe it's called guano powder.
Guano powder, yeah.
Instead of gunpowder, it's guano powder. You don't have to have gunpowder, Tim. You have powder. You have guano powder.
Guano powder. I have no opposition to that. Yeah. Too funny. All right. Why don't we make the black vein? So because it's going to have like a terrace like thing. I would think would probably a little bit mountainous and scary.
Okay.
What do you think?
Would it be hills?
We can make it hills. Yeah, we can make it hills. Let's make it hills.
And you could call it Black Vein Hills if you want, because now it's Black Vein Mine is in the Black Vein Hills.
So what I'm going to do is, where'd it go? There it is. I'm going to do this, Paul. Watch this. I'm going to do it. Watch this. I'm going to do a stylized thing here. All right. So we're going to make a big hill here.
Right.
All right. And then, let me see. I got to make it so that stuff doesn't. And then we're going to take our little. Well, I got to push it in the back, I guess. Back. All right. So then we take our little. What do you call it? I guess we got to move it. It's not being very cooperative. We're going to make this white, and then we're going to put it inside the hill.
Oh, okay.
That's right. That's right. So that way,
I'm liking that.
So I'll give it a little. I'll just make it kind of grayish, I guess. Let's see here.
Yeah, Mac is like Missouri or Kentucky hills. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Lots of mining going on in those hills. Huh?
There are.
A lot of meth too, but we'll leave that out.
That's it. Hey, maybe that's what they're mining for. They're mining for meth.
Maybe that's the black ichor,
That's the black ichor.
Yeah. All right, we'll put that right there. That'll work. And then what I'll do, because I'll say that one's kind of like maybe a little bit of the bigger, like it'll be the big hill there, and then it's surrounded by like these smaller hills.
Right. And there could be other mines in there. We don't know. These mines go all under there. So you don't know what you're going to run into under there.
Whoops. No, we do not. Let me do this. None. Now we can just make a few right here. Scatter a few there. All right. There we go. It's looking like a map now, huh?
It is, isn't it? Huh?
Woo! All right. And what would we do up here at the Overwatch and the Feral F Cave? What kind of?
We didn't say they could be an extension. If you want to do the mountains again, I mean, that could be a mountainous area, unless you really just want to prefer a different biome to that.
I'm good with a mountainous area up there. I got different types of mountains and stuff we can throw in that one.
Yeah, Mike B says, ooh, black ichor is a drug.
Right.
I'm wondering, but I bet you warlocks use it.
I'm sure
warlocks,
they probably do.
Warlocks for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna make this a little smaller.
It kind of powers their stuff. Like if they have their patron, right?
Right.
If their patron is some sort of ichor thing that you know, so it requires that maybe the warlock has to either get the ichor or use the ichor to both give him his spell power, but also please the patron.
I'll put this right here and then we'll move.
I tried. I had a character. I had a guy playing a character one time that I was working with him, and he had his patron had him everything he killed. He had to take a bite of.
So he was like Ozzy Osbourne was his patron.
A little bit, yeah, because he had to take a bite of it because it eventually fed. And what I was going to do is that somehow he was going to eat enough that the patron was going to manifest somehow. And it was going to have like a combination of all these things that he had eaten.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool.
Jean-Maric says the rabbit elf stating cutting the ichor with the bat guano and it made them feral. Maybe that could be a total connection over there. That somehow the ichor has made the elves, took a whole thing of elves and made them feral.
Wait, I got to catch up that. But it said the rabbit elf stated cutting the ichor with the back. That's what made him go nuts.
Maybe.
Well, I'll put ichor addiction in question mark.
Ichor addiction.
Gotta be careful how you say that, huh?
Sure, don't say it too fast.
Don't say it too fast. It'll take on its own.
It will.
A metharask.
Oh shoot!
Ain't that the truth? Let's see. After many years of smoking black ichor, what is that? Wayne Fred the Warlock.
Wayne Fred the Warlock inevitably succumbed to lichdom.
Oh, Wayne Fred.
Yep.
I like that name.
Yep.
All right. So let's see. We got a pretty good setup here, guys.
100% we do.
So what we can do, I think this is a good cutoff point for what we got our setup for.
I agree.
We got some cool ideas bounding around. We're gonna have to refine some of these a little bit, but I mean, I think we can use most of it, make it intertwined. It's a little busy, but that's okay because this is just like, a little bit crazy adventure area. I mean, if you're going to Austinburg or Havenford, you know what you're in for.
That town is split right down the middle.
Yeah, even the town doesn't get along. It's full of guys who shot men for just snoring, kind of place.
Just for calling the town by the wrong name.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So I almost see it as a little bit of a Wild West town in some ways, because it's just isolated and whatnot.
Absolutely.
This valley belongs in Ravenloft or Southern California.
That's right. Or what is it? Was it like a domain of dread? That
right from Ravenloft,
right?
there.
Yeah, yep. Sure. This could be. It doesn't. I mean,
no. Well, no. This is a domain of the hexing.
It could very well be a domain of the hexing.
I mean, 100%. This is what your whole thing's about, isn't it? Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
So, what we'll do, guys, is we'll stop here. We'll get this stuff kind of cleaned up a little bit. I don't think we did anything with the cave in the mountain, though, did we?
The what? No, we didn't. That's a mystery. But you know what? Okay. That's okay too.
Yeah, that's okay. I kind of like it having it
There's just a mountain there. A mountain can just be a mountain.
Mountain with a big cave in it or something like that. So, and then we can kind of come back and then what we can start doing is maybe we'll pick out the different factions, start doing some factions, get more detail work out of this and whatnot. Make a nice little hex crawl PDF thing that we can just put out there for shits and giggles.
Absolutely. And it could be a almost like it could be in the hexing in the hexing area for you, but it also could be anybody could use this as a pocket either a domain or a pocket, like a pocket thing that you fall into, right? Some sort of pocket, a plane or a dimension or some weird, Twilight Zone kind of town that exists outside of the normal whatever you have. Like, what if we just walked into? Well, like this
but you got to have the voice though. If you do make it a Twilight Zone, you got to do the intro.
Oh yes, 100%. In fact, I'm going to start writing scripts right now for this in the voice.
And you got to smoke too while you're doing it.
Yeah, I'll do the video intro like. I'll be like smoking.
That would be so great.
I'll do these. What's his name? Well,
Rod Sterling.
Rod Sterling. That's right. Rod Sterling. I'll do these Rod Sterling things it's like, what do you think? What do you think about these giant hyenas in a world where there's giant hyenas and Ichor mines, some sort of twisted thing that's going on here.
In the world where warlocks get high on black ichor and become liches.
That's right.
Welcome to Havensford.
You can call it Havensford, but
then he gets hit by a rock.
That's right. Don't say that out loud.
It's Hainsburg. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is getting insane.
You can just have adventures in that town. Nothing but whose town is this?
We might have to make the town up and put hexes in the town.
There might have to be.
I'd have to do it.
That says, yes, this is getting inserted into my hex campaign.
There you go.
Mark, save the doc, Tim. Yeah.
What's that?
Mark,
save the doc. I have it on my. I bought this a little while ago. One of these. I'll get off the. Is this it? Yeah. There we go. I can stop sharing now. So I bought one of these little hard drives. I think this is a 2 terabyte. This thing's great. Love this. It's solid state one too. So you zip things on there and everything. So I'm gonna just make sure I save it to this. What are you doing, Bug?
Got it for Valentine's Day.
What's that?
Got it for Valentine's Day, we got matching solid state drives.
Yeah, we got one too.
It was a Valentine's Day present.
Nothing does love like a hard drive.
What did you say?
Paul's being dirty. He says nothing says
nothing says love.
Nothing says love on Valentine's Day like a hard drive.
That's right.
Yeah. Then you hear the swanky bass in the background. Wow,
right.
Wow. Get your girl a good hard drive this Valentine's Day.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. And on that note, don't forget to purchase all of our stuff.
Yep.
Right here. Check the links. If you do not have this is what we use. This is basically what we did.
Yeah.
That was not our intention, by the way. We started off this. We just had thoughts.
We had no intentions.
We had zero intentions. But we had this available, and this is what you can do if you don't, need something like this. You can do that. Be sure to go and check the links because you can get that as part of the bundle. You can also get the brand. I have my Colts, which, by the way, we could have rolled up some Colts if we wanted to do that.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe that's what we'll do for maybe the Frog Demon Temple or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a weird little cult inside the Feral Elf Cave and they started worshiping something weird or whatever.
Maybe there are cults. That's right. There are cults that probably worship those little elves.
Yeah,
because they do.
Mark, it's saved this time. I got it saved. I saved it under Hexing with Paul.
Hexing with Paul.
So
it's the name of the new show we got going here. The new show is called Hexing. It's called Hexing with Tim and Paul.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. Yep. Too funny. Well, thanks everybody for participating. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. We had Mark, or we had Mac. We got Mike. We got. I think Austin was in there for a little while tonight. I feel like I'm doing the
Mike B.
the little mirror on the end of Romper Room. I see this. Right. I see that. I thought there was somebody else who came in too.
It always tripped me out with that mirror. By the way, that mirror was like always trippy.
Yeah, she never said my name. I always resented her for that. Never said my name. She never said your name either. Yeah, that was on purpose. Let's see here. And then,
I think that's all the peoples.
Somebody from. I didn't see. I got spam on Twitch. I don't know why I shared to Twitch. It's not like I got any followers.
Yeah,
I made it like 10 years ago, and to watch somebody else play that I never.
Oh, is that the linguistic drawer?
Yeah, linguistic drawer.
Shout out to you, linguistic drawer.
Shout out to you. We see you in the mirror, linguistic.
We see you in the mirror.
We had Joe Cool here for a little bit.
That's right. We had Joe Cool here for a while.
Joe Cool,
friend of mine who I've gamed with.
Yeah, and I think that was everybody.
Yeah. And if we forgot you, we're sorry.
Yeah, don't expect much from us.
Please watch this show with very low expectations. Okay.
Please do. Yes. Because if you do, that's your own damn fault then.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let us surprise you. If you come in with low expectations, we'll have a chance to surprise you. That was surprisingly good.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's like, wow, these guys managed to entertain a little bit. But thanks everybody for joining us. We'll try to get to, I don't know when we'll schedule the next one, because this was just sort of, I told Paul, I think about an hour before the show, like, hey, I'm going to go on this much or this time. And he showed up. So thank you, Paul, for helping me out tonight. Appreciate that. It was fun doing
to help, Tim.
All right. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend, and maybe we'll see you Monday. We'll be back Monday. I don't know in what kind of sense. This past Monday, work just took over my day, and I just couldn't get out in time. And then by the time I got home, I was brain dead. So I'd just been, staring into the
low energy
void. Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah. That would have been bad. Yeah. So, but we'll be back Monday, having some fun, doing goofy shit and getting the crew back together. So, all right, everybody have a great weekend. I don't know if we're gaming yet, Mark. We'll figure it out. I'm working up something, and then Mike was working on something. I think he's got his own. Mike's working on a zine too. So And so far, what I've seen, I've liked a lot. He did a really good job. So, all right, now see you in a minute.